it's Mike here for another Invader video. Today Rick and I here are going to talk Invaders, and this is my newest build for Michael Peters. A custom build, more so than normal. Usually I just build the UFO with a basic base, but this time it took me about, I would say about 4 months, maybe 5, to make this diorama here of the ship, for the ship. And basically we got trees, we got the Galaxy 500, we got the Bud's Diner sign, we got two replica prop boxes here from the show. They're very small, they're like 2.5 inches, 3 inches wide boxes that control the whole diorama. Michael asked me to do some custom things on the diorama, which was the car here with interior lights. I even added a convertible top to it. We have the extra Bud's Diner sign here, which comes off for shipping, and it's a little bit different than the other one. It's 24 hours open, so that's facing away, kind of like we're driving over to the location where the flying saucer is. So that just fits in these little holes here, and it's even got the little arrow. Mike wanted me to put the arrow on here, Michael there. And basically we have a pine tree, and that just comes right out like this. You know, you pull it right out, and it just has a little thing there. And the pine trees are actually in the middle of this diorama for the show. There's definitely pine trees. So what I actually did on this diorama is make it that the trees can be magnetically changed. So as you can see, Michael, you can move the trees around the way you want. See, so they all come off, and this one over here too, and that guy over here. So you can put this big tree over there if you want, little pine tree there. So it's kind of, you make it the way you like it. I figured I'd put oh, there's a big tree coming down. These come off. As you can see, the moon here, we'll talk about that in a minute. And there's a little peg for the bottom of these. They have to be made for shipping, right? So that just pops in there. These are really nice trees from a company that I buy stuff for, and they look more realistic. They're not like a cheap quality tree that looks cheesy. So you want to have the nice looking trees. You put so much time and effort into making this right, you don't want to start chintzing on the trees. So what do you think of this, Rick?
I think it's great. I love the detail that's in it. Here, actually, put myself in the video. Hi.
Here, come on around here. I'm going to be sipping on my beer here. This is Rick Perrin, everybody.
Hey guys, I take out my glasses.
Invader fan, big time. Actually, a friend of David Vincent.
Yeah, right.
We're all friends of David.
We're all friends of David Vincent. Hey, Mike. Mike has done a terrific job on your display over here. I'm just fascinated by the detail that Mike has worked on this thing so hard. I know he's put in so many hours in that, because he's that type of person that, you know, he loves the detail. You know, he wants to make it as authentic as possible.
Yeah.
And especially when you deal with such classic sci-fi series as The Invaders, you want as much detail as possible to make it more realistic like the show. But I just love the fact that you've got, you know, this amount of detail in the trees, the Bud's Diner, especially the car. I think that's pretty darn cool.
Yeah, right. I had to find a car that was 1/48 scale, because the whole ship is 1/48 scale. We'll get to the ship later, but
okay.
The car had to be the same size for as the ship to reflect. Because if the car is oversized, then the ship looks smaller or something. You know,
exactly.
It had to be 1/48. So
exactly.
I'm going to turn the switch on so they can at least see it, and then you can be. So there's the lights. And we got the replica prop boxes there, and I've done that on the other ships for like Monty and George Day. made the boxes there for those guys, and William Meller did for William too. We did one for him, and but this one for Michael Peters is just a little bit over the top because of the diorama here.
Right. And I noticed like you're getting a fog-like effect over here from the back. I could see that.
Well, I'll show you. See, if you pull, these are little wee things I put in here just so the grass doesn't fall into the fogger.
Right.
There's a straw there that protects it, and you can actually push that up higher from the bottom if you want it, if Michael wants it up a little higher. And then the other one here is in a little tire. I'm just going to pull this off. I'm going to pull this off the stand and then zoom around, and you can see that the one fogger is actually in the tire there.
Right there.
Yep, and then the other fogger, it's like not fog, it's smoke actually.
Right.
Yep, it's smoke. It's a railroad train smoker, and it's 18 volts. And I think I have it set to 16 right now, so I might increase the voltage on the diorama to give it more heat, so it might fog a lot stronger and faster.
Okay.
So basically, now this company here is where I bought the smokers from. These smokers is GPS 97 Trains. It's a company. His name's Peter that runs this company, and he's a really, really good guy, and he's been good to me with the fogging units. And he sent me some of this stuff. So Michael, I'll be sending you a little bottle for you. And of course George is going to get one for his diorama for his Jupiter 2, and that we'll be doing another video on that one. We were just messing around with that one, and Rick's pretty freaked about that. Yep. Georgie man. But listen, we're talking about Michael Peters' diorama, and this is it right here. And we have the smoke effect that was supplied by Peter at the GPS 97 Trains, and it's great stuff. So I had one that wasn't smoking very well, and Peter was nice enough to send me out one for free. So if you're ever looking for these fog smoker units, 18 volt, then this is the guy that you should buy from, because he'll take good care of you. So I put 3 drops into the smoker, and I got 3 drops into this smoker over here. Now you could probably put 5 drops. This guy's a little slow, so we'll get him going. And Michael, they take a little bit to get going, but once they get going, they just go for 10 minutes. So 5 drops will give you like 5 or 10 minutes worth of smoke. See, this one's coming up a little slower, but that's just because it's cooking a little bit different in there. It's like an oil, and it gives a fog. So when you put the saucer on the diorama, the smoke will come up and surround the saucer and give you a smoke effect. Now I have the saucer here. It's not completed yet, but I just wanted to give you an idea. Here it is, the saucer, and then the saucer sits kind of like right there. Now I'm still working on the windows here. They're not really windows, they're chaser vents for the reactor that powers the ship, and I have a control room in there, and it's all taped off right now because I have to give it one more coating of the bluishy green, slightly flecked silvery color. So it gives you that blue screen effect. Rick and I were talking about it, why the ship looks kind of blue on the show. And I was talking to another fan, and he says basically it's the reflection back on the gray from the blue screen in post-production.
Yeah, which makes sense.
And that's why it's blue. So it looks kind of bluishy.
Right.
If you want to be technical, other fans say it's because it came through the atmosphere and it was heated, and it's got, you get this radiation blue effect.
That's cool, Pat.
So anyway, instead of just having it gray, I know George Day's ship number 3 was originally gray, but we changed it to the blue. And William's ship is Studio Gray, and Monty's ship is Studio Gray. So Michael asked me he wanted it a bluishy silver, so that's what we got here. We got to add a little bit of sparkle to it, but this is going to be really cool, this ship. I've done a lot to it, and you can see the bottom, it's taped off. We got the domes on there, and they have like a little rim around the dome. And these are going to be in 3 different colors, and controlled by 3 different colors. You get the green, the blue, and the turquoise. So you're going to have all colors. There's a huge, debate on what colors these lights are. So I just gave Michael all 3 colors. So he can have it blue, and it'll fade and pulse in blue. It'll fade and pulse in green, and it will fade and pulse, best of all, in turquoise, marine color. And Mike asked me to do, he went out of his way to say to me, hey Mike, no holds barred, I'm going to pay you $350 more. You do more to this model than we originally talked about. So what we did is we added faders to the diorama. Mike was ultimately interested in having these fade and control by. So I put 2 controllers on the side here, and he can control the light intensity of the green, and he control the light intensity of the white, which is very cool.
Yeah.
Kind of the white simulates a moon effect, and that's why I tossed this moon in here as an extra feature for him. It was a little bit of a surprise. And this moon here is so neat. It's the coolest little thing, and you can change it to like a harvest moon.
Right.
You can change it to like the stark, cool white moon, and then if you hold your finger on it, look at that, Rick.
Oh, I love the effect on that.
It can go different intensities, and then you tap it, and then
it looks so real.
Yeah.
I love the effect.
I like both colors of the moon. So I put it on a little stick here, and I didn't want to put it on the back side. Michael, you can change it from the back to the front if you want, but I got a real high intensity magnet on here, so when you put it on there, it kind of it just sits above the tree. So if you want to just change the intensity, you can just touch it lightly with your finger.
Yeah.
And move, and you can see the dark spots on the moon there.
Yep.
So if you want to change it to...
That's such a great effect.
Yeah, it was just like a last minute thought, and I thought, well, it's dark and the moon's out.
Yeah.
Now, this will collapse down. I'll undo one screw, and then this post will go all the way down. So when you get it, you just pull the post up and put the one little screw in. I'll put the screw into a bag, and just take this off, and you can just immediately just put it up and stick it on, and away you go. This charges with a USB from your computer, so there's no battery replacement or anything. You just plug it in your computer.
That's easy.
Yeah, and you're good to go.
Excellent.
I bought another one for my daughter. She wanted a bigger one in her room, so I got one.
Why not?
Yeah. So these all come off. The trees.
Yeah.
The trees. All the trees come off, so I'll put them all in a bag. This sign comes out, gone, all like that, and then I'll flatten it as close as I can. The car does not come off, and the Bud's Diner sign does not come off. That stays there because it's wired. Now here's the big thing. Mike asked me to do a Bud's Diner sign that moves. Now, the servo, timers, like this Bud's Diner sign was basically a real pain in the ass, but I got it done for him. And so basically what we do is we turn the car on, and you can pick it up, Rick, and pan around if you want.
Yep.
You can see it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, the car has warm white lights, not cool white lights. It's got the tail lights, got interior lights, and it's got control lights for his speedometer and everything in there, even the tail light for the car. And Michael asked me if I could make the Bud's Diner sign flicker. Well, it's not as easy as you think. So the flickering effect basically is done by a little chip that simulates a fluorescent light or a light from a bar, like a bar light. You know, what do you call those little bar lights? Like a neon?
Neon
lights.
Neon.
But it did it only once when you turned it on. It only flickered once. So once you plug it in, it just flickered once and the effect was over. So I had to find a way to make it flicker properly. So I put it on a little timer. So every 25 seconds, it will time out and turn back on again. So if you zoom in on that, Rick, you can see.
Okay.
So every 20 seconds, and I kind of made it to match the show. So the wire wraps around a certain way. It's green here. The scale of it is, I would say, 95% right. You know,
very well done.
For the height of the man, because the man has to come up to about the edge of the sign.
Right.
So there it goes.
I love the flickering.
Yeah. Now watch this. I turn the servo.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's so sharp.
So it does it in real time.
Yeah.
And I roughed the sign up a little bit, make it look old. So he can keep it like that, and you can just keep it on, so you don't have to worry about burning the servo out.
Right.
Or anything. And all these little lights that you see, the lights in the car, the lights on the Bud's Diner sign, the lights here, is by a guy named Bill at Lead Switch. Now, you know, I have to plug these guys because they've always helped me out so much on things, and they went out of their way to send me free lights, and lights that didn't work, they would not charge me the shipping. But this is Bill at leadswitch.com, and if you ever want to get good lights and talk to the guy, he'll send them out to you. And this is the guy to buy all your LEDs from. And even Peter here, he sells lights too, but he sells wire. If you're looking for very fine wire, that's like magnet wire, but they call it superflux wire. It's very small train wire. You can buy that from him. That's the only guy that I've found that will sell that small wire. And if it wasn't for that wire, I could not do the complexity of this model, because there's so many fine wires to run that.
Yeah.
You got to have that wire. So so as I was wiring, I thought, well, Mike's been such a good customer, I'm going to not just do the moon for him, I'm going to make a little swamp pond for him. So what I did is I put a fogger device in, not a smoker, but a fogging device. And that, what you do is you push this button here, and you push it once, and it shoots out a steam. And that is so cool.
Look at that, eh?
Yeah, now I put a simulated water, and if you lift it up like this, you can see the fog. Look at that little sucker go.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now I'm going to give Michael an extra unit just in case it ever burns out on him, and he can solder a new one in, and he'll have a spare. So this thing, when you put it in, Michael, only fill it up like not even halfway with water. Put it in, don't submerge it too deep, and then just lightly put this over the top like that, and then it diffracts the steam coming out of there. That's why I put this on, to hide the circle, and comes like that. And that goes for like a long time.
Oh.
Actually, even better than the smoke. You think, see, this smoke one is already done. So let's take this saucer off here, and this smoke guy needs 3 or 4 more drops. So let's put some more drops in there, and look at that. Here we go.
What a great effect.
It doesn't stink either. You can get this stuff here that smells like diesel if you're putting for train. Peter can get you some of that, but this is just normal stuff from Germany that has no odor to it, so it doesn't have a bad, you don't even smell it. Like I'm standing right here and I can't smell a thing.
No.
All I can smell is my Coors Light.
But no, what a great effect. I love the way that just shoots out at you.
That's a real stone there.
Okay.
Right there, that's a real stone. I didn't cast that, I just used a real stone. That's real. That's a real stone. That's a fake stone. And I got that from George Dave.
Oh.
He sent me some stones, and then I recast.
Looks real.
Yeah, I recast them. That's a pretty nice stone. So I put that on his Jupiter 2 display as well.
Oh,
the corner.
okay.
I got some nice stones for him. And actually on George's, I got these smokers coming right up through the stones.
Oh, wow.
When he throws the switch, he's going to get like this here.
Yeah.
But we couldn't put one of these in because this is water.
It's impossible, yeah.
And he's got a plexiglass case over it, and then it'll actually put condensation in, so you can't do that.
No.
So because this has no cover, but you can just shut that steam off in 2 seconds. What? You just push the button, boom.
Oh, okay.
See?
Well, that's easy enough.
But these things don't create condensation. That will, because it's just a different effect.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Now, we're not going to talk about this. This diorama has lots of sound effects, music, and everything. I'll just give you a little taste, but we have sound effects in the box here, the themes, you know, all the music. They're all custom themes. They're all mixed properly. They're not just themes that are just pulls right from the show. I've actually put different things in. So what I did, here, I'll just give you a sample. This is what Michael wanted. He wanted the trunk Easter egg here. So if you push the bottom of the back of the car like this, you're going to get this.
Oh. What a great idea.
There was this light, a kind of glow. It came down right over here.
What a smart idea.
$3D. Could have a string, eh? And we'll
Yeah, play line from outer space.
So that's actually a custom sound. That's the sound from an outtake. That's the whiny one, the whiny sound. So if you think about it, this diorama was more work than the actual saucer itself.
Yeah. Oh no, you can tell.
And Michael wanted something over the top. And, you know, making this out of wood, this little Bud's Diner sign, making the green light, the small, teeny little bulb. If you actually look at the bulb on the bottom, it's actually a little light bulb. It's not just a light stuck in there.
Okay.
It's a micro bulb that's coated with liquid glass. There's a stuff you can buy called liquid glass, and you keep dipping the. It's a trick. I can give you that trick away. You keep dipping the micro bulb into the liquid glass about 4 or 5 times, and it actually turns into a normal-looking light bulb.
Oh,
so that's what I did in there. And I roughened the car up. I just didn't paint a car new. It looks old.
Yeah.
All the windows are fogged up. Like he's been sitting in there sleeping, because that's what he was doing,
Condensation on the windows.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the window's down, so I chiseled out the window so you could actually see in. And so he's got that. And Rick wanted the lights to be warm white, because back in 1968, you're not going to have cool white lights.
No, you're not.
We want to have everything as authentic as much as possible. You know, so there's a tire back here. Oh, we talked about that. It's actually in the show. There's a tire in the bush. So I got a 1/48 scale tire.
Right.
It's the same scale again as that car over there.
Okay.
And I roughened it up, made it look old, and then I just figured, well, we might as well put the smoker in there.
Yeah.
See, and then these will, like I said, come off. There's an old log here. And then we got the Invader sign. Okay. So actually, we even got the road closed sign on the ground there. So he can glue it down there. I'm going to put a little Velcro on there, so you can just put it down there. But we got Invader signs. We got 2 different ones. So I'm just going to give them to you, Michael. You can put them wherever you want. You can put it. You can glue it against the rock here. You can put the big one there. You know, or you can have it here, or you can put it over here like that. And then I got a special plate on the corner there. You can see it. We use the moon for some moon glow. And the plate shows that it's Invaders ship from the series, number 4, built by Mike McCreel. So it just gives the whole base continuity in the essence of saying this is number 4, so this is the 4th one, because all the other ships will tie in together. Monty's is number 1, Williams is number 2, George's is number 3, and this is number 4. I don't know how many of these things I'm going to make. I hope to make number 5 for myself. This is the ultimate way to make the ship with this diorama. There's no doubt about it.
No, the detail is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like I'm looking at the show right now. Yeah. I like it.
What we're going to do, since this video has been too long, we got to go, but we'll shoot the video on the ship on the next video, lit, and we'll show you the base underneath here, all the electronics under the base, because there's some things that Michael needs to know onto. But you know, as far as the trees go, that'll all come down, and it'll all be packed, and I'll protect this sign. This can come off. I don't know if there's enough room to collapse it, but I'd just rather probably leave it like that. And this tree comes out as well, and it all comes down. The car remains intact. Just leave it alone. And these are fixed. And, you know, of course these turn on and glow when the sound. So I'll see you later, guys. This is it for the video for the diorama for Michael Peters. And we'll see you next time in a couple of weeks, and I'll do the video for the ship.